Good morning, dear students. In the earlier video, we discussed the scalar product or dot product. How do we find scalar product or dot product using components, and finding angle between two vectors using components. And we also defined work and how we calculate work. Now in this class, we start with the definition of energy. So we define energy. Energy is the ability to do work. So for example, we have a person. We have a person 1, and he is applying a force 100 newtons on an object, and he is moving an object from here to here 10-meter distance, and he can only move from here to here only. He cannot move beyond this point. And we have a second person, let's say person 2, yes, another object. He can also apply a force 100 newtons, but this person can move the object from here to here. Let's say this distance is 15 meters. Now can we calculate the work done by this person, this by work done by this person? W1 is equal to, so force and displacement both are in the same direction, so directly you can take 100 into 10 into cos 0, cos theta. We are supposed to take cos theta also, cos 0 1. So what is the work done by the first person? 1000 joules. So what about the second person, work done by the second person? So force into displacement to cos of the angle between the two vectors, that is 100 into 15 into 1. So how much? 1500 joules. Now who is doing more work? This person. So this person cannot push this object beyond this point, but this person can able to move the object from here to here. That means who is doing more work? Person 2 is doing more work. So we say that the second person has more energy than first person. The second person has more energy than first person. That means, so we say the second person has more energy than first person because he is able to do more work. So now can we define work? Energy is defined as the ability to do work. Now let us define kinetic energy. The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion is called kinetic energy. And I forgot to tell you the unit of energy. Unit of energy and work both have same units, that is joule. Yes, so we define kinetic energy as the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion is called kinetic energy. So because of motion, the body has some energy. That energy is called kinetic energy. Now let us derive the equation for kinetic energy. So for that one, let us consider a body at rest on a smooth surface. First let us consider a body. Here I'll write first. Yes, consider a body at rest on smooth surface. Let F is a constant force acting on the body till the body moves a distance d. Yes, so here it's a smooth surface. Now consider a body and let F is the force acting, a constant force, and the body is moving from here to here, and this displacement we are calling it as d. This displacement is d. Let us assume the mass of the body is m, and initial velocity is 0, and final velocity v2 is equal to, let's say, some v. So here when force is constant, what about the acceleration of the body? Acceleration of the body is also constant because acceleration equal to F by m. Here as F is constant, acceleration of the body is also constant. So whenever acceleration is constant, we can use equations of motion, right? So using v2 square minus v1 square is equal to 2ad. So we are saying the acceleration of the body is, as F is pointing this way, acceleration also points this way. So final velocity minus final velocity square minus initial velocity square is equal to a into displacement. We can write this equation. Now substitute the values. So v2 equal to v square minus v1 square. v1 value is how much? 0 square 2 into a into d. That means now from this equation, acceleration, can we write the equation for acceleration? A equal to v square by 2d. v square by 2d. Now let us find the work done. Let us find the work done. Work done on the body. Work done on the body. So work done is equal to, how do we write the equation, guys? It is a scalar product of force and displacement. So F into, of course, you can add vector here and magnitude, or simply F into D into cos of the angle between the two vectors. Here, F and displacement both are in the same direction. So the angle between F and D bar is 0. So you can add F into D. So F into D. But what is F, guys? Cos 0, 1, F. What is F, guys? According to Newton's second law, MA into D. And M, right, as it is A. For acceleration, we already got this equation, right? So V square by 2D into D. So dd gets cancelled. Now how does it look like? Work done on the body is equal to how much, guys? Half m v square. Half m v square. That means, so here m belongs to whom? Mass of the body. V belongs to whom? V belongs to the body only. But V is nothing but motion, right? V means velocity. Velocity means the body is in motion, and this whole term, what is the unit of this whole term? As work has unit joules, so the unit of this whole term is also the unit of this whole term is also joules. That means this term represents energy, and this term is also called as kinetic energy. Why are we calling it as kinetic energy? Because we have a motion term, velocity term we have, so that's why this term is called as kinetic energy. That means if a body has mass m and if it is moving with velocity v, the kinetic energy of the body we can write half m v square. Yes, so here we write here the term of m v square. This term is called kinetic energy. This term is called as kinetic energy. So general formula for kinetic energy, what do we write, guys? Half m v square. If a body has mass m and if it moves with speed v or velocity v, the formula is half m v square. What is the unit, guys? What is the unit of kinetic energy? Remember, unit of any energy, unit of energy is always joule, and we represent with capital J. Joule is a scientist, that's why we use capital J. So whatever may be the energy, it may be potential energy, kinetic energy, any energy, sound energy, light energy, whatever may be the energy. Energy always has the same unit, that is joule. Yes. Now let us see how we calculate work done from Fx graph. Fx graph means, so force, we take force on y-axis, and x means displacement of the object on x-axis. So Fx graph. Yeah, we can calculate work done from Fx graph. Now let us see how we calculate. Yeah, take case 1. When a constant force acting yes, so consider a simple case. So here we have a body, and in a constant force, we are exerting a constant force, yeah, say F, and let's say this is the initial position x1, and we are moving the body by applying a constant force from here to here, x1 to x2. Let us assume x1 is equal to 0, initial position is 0. And if we take the graph, in this case, how do we get, yes. And first let us calculate work done. In this case. So let us assume displacement. Let us say x2 equal to x. Initial position is 0 and final position we are calling it as x. Now work done is equal to, what is the general formula, guys? It is a scalar product of force and displacement. So here force and displacement both are in the same direction, right? So FD cos 0 degrees. FD, F means F, and this one you can write displacement from here to here. You can write it as x2 minus x1, right? x2 minus x1 into cos 0, 1. So simply, if you don't write these two values, simply call it as x1 and x2. So what is the equation we are getting? F into cos 0, 1, that is x2 minus x1. Yes or no? Now let us take the graph. So mathematically we are calculating this one. Now let us take the graph. So take x-axis. This is the x-axis we have. So take displacement on x-axis, and this is the y-axis we have. Take force on y-axis. So at position x1, and assume, let us assume this is x1 position, initial position. So we are applying a constant force, right? Yes. So this is the graph we are taking. So let us assume this x1 equal to 0, this x2 equal to some 5 meters. Just I am taking example, and this value, let's say 10 newtons. That means a body is at x1 equal to 0 and a 10 newtons force is acting, and the body is moving from initial position to final position, that is 5 meters. So displacement is how much? 5 meters. So we are applying a constant force. So when x1 equal to 0, so what is the force we are applying? 10 newtons. When x1 equal to 1 meter, we are applying the same force. When x1 equal to 2 meters, 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter. For each and every position, what's happening is we are applying a constant force. So how do we get the points? We get a points like this, right? Now add all the points. What do you get? You get a straight line. So when you take graph between force and displacement of the body, force acting on the body and displacement of the body, we are getting a straight line. This is the straight line we are getting. Now find the area. This is the actual curve we are getting, right? Now find the area under the straight line or curve. In this case we are getting curve. Now find this area. So from here to here, this value you can write F, right? From here to here, this value is F. F is nothing but how much? 10 newtons. If it is 1 newton, 2 newton, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, 10. This is 10. And what about this value, guys? So what is the distance from here to here? This is x1, and this one you are calling it as x2. So x2 minus x1. That means, so if you want to find this area, if this value is f and if this value is x2 minus x1, so how do you find area? Area is equal to f into x2 minus x1. Length into breadth. Mathematically, if you want to find the value, this is 10 and this is 5 minus 0. So 5 minus 0. So 10 into 5. What do we get, guys? 50 joules. Or if we see area equal to, this is the equation we're getting, right? And work done is equal to, what is the equation we're getting? F into x2 minus x1. So what does that mean? So from fx graph, we can find work done. How? In fx graph, we may get a straight line or curve. And if we find the area under the curve or straight line, so this area is exactly equal to how much? Work done. This area is exactly equal to work done. So that's what we are getting here. Now let us take the second case. Yes, so in the earlier case we have taken when a constant force acts on a body. That means throughout the motion a constant force, the value may be anything. We have taken 10 newtons. So if 10 newton force acts on a body throughout the motion, we take that the force is constant here. But here in the second case, when a variable force acts on a body. So here let us take an example. F is equal to some 2x, or this can be written like this also. F of x equal to 2x newtons, like this. That means if x equal to 0, substitute x equal to 0, so force equal to 0. Generally we write f equal to x. Just I am taking an example like this. So it can be written f equal to x or f of x equal to 2x. That means we are telling that force is a function of x. That means, so initial position, we are start applying force here. If x equal to 0, what is the force, guys? 0. If x equal to 1 into 2, we are writing the whole value in newtons. So 1 into 2 newtons. అంటే 1 మీటర్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చేసరికి మనం ఎంత ఫోర్స్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నాం దీని మీద? 1 న్యూటన్ ఫోర్స్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నాం. నా సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ x ఈక్వల్ టు 2. దిస్ ఇస్ x ఈక్వల్ టు 1 మీటర్. సపోజ్ 2 మీటర్స్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చింది. సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ x ఈక్వల్ టు 2. 2 2s are 4. So we are applying at this position, we are applying 4 newtons and so on. So 0 newtons, here 1 newton, 4 newton and so on. In between these two values, that means if we substitute x equal to 0.5, sorry, x equal to 1 meter, 1 into 2, this is 2 newtons. If we substitute x equal to 0.5 into 2, 1 newton, that means at x equal to 0.5 meters, the force acting on the body is 2 into 0.5, 1 Newton and so on. That means, so are we applying a constant force here? No. So the force is increasing. As the displacement of the body is increasing, the force acting on the body also increasing. Now in this case, if you want to calculate work done, how do you find work done? So here you cannot use the formula directly like this. You cannot directly multiply force and you cannot use, suppose the displacement from here to here is D and the force acting here you cannot use this formula. This formula is applicable whenever the force is constant throughout the displacement. In that case only you can calculate work done using this formula. But here the force is 0 and here the force is 4 newtons, and when the displacement is 6 meters, if the x value is 3 meters and the force value is 6 newtons. So which force do we take? 0 Newton or 1 Newton or 2 Newton, 4 Newton, 6 Newton? Which force do we take? No. So here you cannot use this formula, but graphically here you can find work done. Graphically here you can find work done. Graphically means, yeah, here you need to take the graph. So take x-axis, on x-axis take displacement x value and take y-axis and force value take in newtons, and now substitute the values. So now substitute x equal to 0. What is the force value, guys? Force value is 0. This is the first point we get. Now substitute here, take values x equal to 1 meter and 2 meters, 3 meters and 4 meters. And here take 2 newtons, 4 newtons, 6 newtons, 8 newtons and so on. Now if we substitute x equal to 0, we get F is also equal to 0. Now substitute x equal to 1. So force value, how much do you get? 1 into 2, 2 newtons. You will get a point here. Now substitute x equal to 2, 2 2s are 4. So force value will get 4 newtons. Now substitute x equal to 3, 3 2s are 6. So you will get here. Substitute x equal to 4. So 4 2s are here or here, whatever you go. These two are same. But sometimes we write f of x or sometimes simply we write f. So 4 2s are 8. So you will get a point here. So what do we get here? We get a straight line, right? Here we get a straight line. Though we get a straight line, this as we are getting straight line, we can calculate work done here. Here we can calculate work done because it's a triangle, right? So this area can be calculated. This area can be calculated. Now I want to calculate work done from x equal to 0 to meter to x equal to 4 meters. The object ni x equal to 0 దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను మీటర్స్ దగ్గర, x equal to suppose ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది, x equal to 4 meters కి ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది. Now I want to calculate the total work done. సో టోటల్ వర్క్ డన్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి మనకి ఏమొస్తుందమ్మా, ఎఫ్కి ఎక్స్కి గ్రాఫ్ కనుక తీసుకుంటే మనకి ఒక స్ట్రేట్ లైన్ కానీ కర్వ్ కానీ వస్తుంది. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫైండ్ ద ఏరియా అండర్ ద కర్వ్. సో ద ఏరియా గివ్స్ అస్ వర్క్ డన్. సో హియర్ హౌ డు యూ ఫైండ్ ఏరియా? సో ఇట్స్ ఎ ట్రయాంగిల్, రైట్? హాఫ్ ఇంటూ బేస్ ఇంటూ హైట్. హాఫ్ base value is how much? 4 meters. And what is the height value? That is 8 newtons. So 2 2s are 2 1s are 2 2s are. So 8 2s are 16. So here what is the work done? The work done is 16 joules. The work done is 16 joules. Here using the formula W is equal to, using this formula you cannot find the work done. But by calculating area under the curve or a straight line we can calculate work done. So this is the use of fx graph. This is the use of fx graph. We can calculate work done from fx graph. That means force on y-axis and displacement on x-axis. Now let us see second case. If a variable force acts as shown in below. In the earlier two cases, we have already taken two cases. That is case 1, when a constant force acts, so we get a straight line like this. So it's very easy to find the area. In the second case, when a variable force acts on a body, we are taking variable force. How? As x varies, f also varies, right? We are taking a simple function like this. So f equal to 2x or f of x equal to 2x. So in this case, what's happening? We are getting a straight line again. So whenever we get a straight line, we get here we are getting a rectangle and we are getting a triangle. So it is very easy to find the area under the curve or straight line. So the area under, we are getting straight line. So it is very easy to find the area under a straight line. But it is not easy to find area under a curve like this. So in this case, now I want to find work done. So force is not constant, right? That means when x value is 0, force value is this much. When x is this much, when x value is increasing, initially the force is increasing like this. When x is increasing, force is increasing. When x is increasing, force is increasing and so on. So up to certain x value, up to certain displacement, force is increasing and after that again decreasing. Now can we use the formula here? Force equal to, can we use the formula here? W is equal to F bar dot D bar? No. This formula cannot be used here. This formula is valid whenever force is constant throughout the displacement. But whenever force is not constant throughout the displacement, we cannot use that equation and we need to find the area. But how do we find the area? If it is a straight line, we may get a rectangular triangle. It is easy to find area. But in this case, so we follow a procedure to find the whole area. What we do is, we divide, we take like this. We take a strip like this. We divide the whole area into small strips. Small strips. So this is the one strip, and from here to here I take another strip. And from here to here I take another strip. Yes. Now I find the area of this strip, area of the second strip, area of the third strip, area of the fourth strip, area of the fifth strip, area of the sixth strip, and so on. Now I add all the areas. So do we get the exact area under the curve? No. So this area we will miss now, and this area we will miss, and this area we will miss, and this area we will miss, and this area we will miss. But we don't want to miss. We don't want to miss this area. So we want to calculate the whole area. So for that one, what do we need to do? So we have to take the strips like this. We have to take, we are calling it as delta x, right? We take delta x. Force as a whole, when we take the displacement from here to here, force is not constant. But whenever you take this displacement very small, so for that small displacement, force is constant. So for that small force, for that small displacement, multiply that force, you will get a small work done. So like that you will get small work done, and you need to add the work done at each and every position, and you need to add them. Then you will get the total work done. So this procedure is called as integration. Now that I will explain. Yes, here the force is not constant for whole displacement. So displacement is from here to here, right? So force is increasing and again it is decreasing. So we can say the force is not constant for the whole displacement, but F is constant for a small displacement delta x. So whenever you take this delta x value small, so for, if we, of course here we are showing large delta x value, but if we decrease this delta x value, so for small displacement F is constant na? So when F is constant for small displacement, we can calculate work done for that small displacement. So we calculate like this: work done for the small displacement delta x. So we call that small work done as delta W. So small force, force into that small displacement. Here we are assuming that force and displacement both are in the same direction, so we are not taking cos 0. Cos 0 is equal to 1. So from here to here, for the whole displacement force is not constant, but we are assuming that for small displacement delta x, so this value we are calling it as F. So this F into delta x. So we will get the small work done for the small displacement delta x na. So this is what we are calculating. But we want to calculate that whole work done. We want to calculate the whole work done. So for that one, what do we do? So delta x into F, this F. So we are getting the area of this strip, right? So like this, what do we need to do, guys? If you want to calculate the whole work done, we have to find this area, we have to find this area, and we have to find this area, and we have to find this area, and we need to add the whole areas. So that's what we are going to do here, the total work done on the body. The total work done on the body, total work done is equal to, what do we do, guys? So summation over xi xf, initial position and final position, and F into delta x. So this term represents only a small work done, F into delta x, or simply, or we can do one thing, yeah, instead of writing this whole thing, you can write like this. So they call this one delta x1 and F1, and this one, say this is delta x2, and say this value as F2, and say this is delta x3, and say this value as f3. That means, so whole work done, how do we calculate? Yes, so delta x1, delta x2, delta x3 and so on. So what do we write? So f1 into delta x1, this work done. f2 into delta x2. So f3, this value, this force value into delta x3 and so on. So f1 into delta x1, this is the f1 value, this is delta x1, this is nothing but area of the strip. So this is f2 value and this is delta x2, so area of the strip and so on. That means we are adding the area of all the strips here, isn't it? So instead of doing this one, so here you can write simply f into delta x summation over xi to xf. That means if this is initial value xi and if this is final value xf, so xi is this one and xf is this one. So we need to add all these things from which value to which value. So initial value x value must be started at xi and it should end at xf. That's what we are adding. But see guys, if we do like this, what's happening? This area we are missing now. This area we are missing, but we don't want to miss this area. If we don't want to miss this area, what do we need to do? We have to decrease this area of the strip, right? So initially I have taken delta x like this, but I take delta x like this now. If I take delta x here, now I take this is one strip and I take the second strip, this one. That means now again I will lose this area, but I don't want to lose this area. I want to calculate this area also. So for that one, what do we need to do? We have to decrease the size of the strip. So delta x must be as small as possible. Delta x value అనేది ఎలా ఉండాలి? ఇంకా చిన్నగా ఉంది అనుకోండి, ఇలా వస్తుంది కదా. So like this. So then we don't lose this area, right? That means, so delta x must be as small as possible. So it should tend to 0. It should tend to 0. If you want to calculate the actual area under the curve, so this procedure we are supposed to follow. We have to find area of each and every strip. But whenever you take delta x value large like this, if you take delta x value large like this, so this area we will be missing. But if I take delta x value like this, very small, if this delta x small is very small, what happens guys? I won't lose this area. I can calculate the exact area. So for that one, so for this one, what do we need to apply? We have to apply limit delta x tends to 0. This delta x must be as small as possible, so it should tend to 0. Then only we can calculate the whole area. Now we will get, if we apply limit delta x tends to 0 here, we will get exact area under the curve. So instead of writing this whole term, limit delta x tends to 0, summation over and all these things, we remove this whole thing and we give a new symbol. We give a new symbol like this. This symbol is called as integral. We call it as integral. How does it look like? It looks like S, right? Summing. What are we doing here in this whole procedure? We are summing the area of small strips and we'll get the whole area, isn't it? So the summing, this integral symbol actually came from symbol S. So it looks like we call it as integral, and this is called as lower limit and this is called as upper limit. And when delta x tends to 0, delta x becomes dx. So we write it as dx. So whenever a variable force acts, we use this formula. W is equal to integral f dx. Remember, we also have this formula. This formula is applicable whenever force is constant toward the displacement. But if force is not constant toward the displacement, we are supposed to do integration like this. Yes, this equation can also be written in vector notation like this. Integral xi to xf f bar dot dx bar. We can also write in vector notation like this. So integral f dx, that means we are finding the whole area under the curve. I'll tell you what is this integration. I'll tell you the formulas. For differentiation, you have already learned formulas, right? In the similar manner, for integration also we have formulas. Yes, in second year you will learn this integration in detail in mathematics. So as of now, just I'll tell you the formulas, how we use formulas in physics. Yes, here I'll tell you few formulas which we use in physics. Integral x power n dx. Let's say the limits are x1 to x2. So integral x power n dx. So for x power n we will get x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, and here you need to apply limits like this. Here x1, here x2. x1 is called as lower limit, x2 is called as upper limit. Now we substitute upper limit first, then lower limit. So this is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 is a constant, we keep n plus 1 as it is, minus, then substitute lower limit, x power x1 power n plus 1 by n plus 1. It is like this. In differentiation you have already learned d by dx of x power n. So for this one, what is the formula we have? N into x power n minus 1. In the similar manner, when you differentiate x power n with respect to x, you will get this value, no? In the similar manner, when you integrate, integration means summing. Integration means summing. Actually, this integration procedure is reverse procedure of differentiation. So integral is also called as antiderivative. Integral is also called as antiderivative. So integral x power n dx equal to, we will get x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. And in the similar manner, integral sum a constant into x power n dx. Yes, I am not taking limits. Again, we have limits here. So whenever we have limits, we need to apply limits like this. Again, let's say x1 and x2. So here a is a constant, we can take it out integration. So a into x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, and the limits are again x1 to x2. Simply like this. Here I'll take an example. Integral x square dx and lower limit x1, upper limit x2 అనుకోండి. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతాం, ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ ఉంది కదా, ఏం లేదంటే ముందు 1 ఉన్నట్టే కదా, అంటే 1 అంటే ఏ అనేది వాల్యూ ఇక్కడ ఏంటి 1. సో ఎక్స్ క్యూబ్ బై 3 అంటే ఎక్స్ పవర్ 2 ప్లస్ 1, ఎక్స్ పవర్ 2 ప్లస్ 1 బై 2 ప్లస్ 1, x1 టు x2. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఎక్స్ పవర్ 2 ప్లస్ 1 బై 2 ప్లస్ 1 అంటే ఇది ఎక్స్ క్యూబ్ బై 3 రాసుకోవచ్చా నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్లో, x1 x2. సో దీన్ని ఏ విధంగా రాసుకుంటాం మనం, ఫస్ట్ అప్పర్ లిమిట్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తాం, x2 క్యూబ్ బై 3 మైనస్ x1 క్యూబ్ బై 3. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద వే we use the formula. And you may get one doubt, and integral dx అంటే x, ఇంటిగ్రల్ dx అంటే x. ఇది ఎలా అంటే యాక్చువల్గా మనకి x అనేది ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ఉంది, ఈ మొత్తం వాల్యూని మనం x అంటున్నాం, దీన్ని dx అంటున్నాను. dx అంటే ఏంటి, ఒక చిన్న వాల్యూ ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడ తీసుకుంటాను నేను, దీన్ని ఏమంటాను dx. బట్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ dx అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి, ఇట్లాంటి dxలు మనం మొత్తం ఇక్కడ ఒక dx, ఇక్కడ dxలు అన్నీ కలపాలి, మొత్తం కలిపితే వచ్చేది ఏంటి, ఎక్సే కదా. ఇంటిగ్రల్ అంటే సమ్మింగ్. ఇట్లాంటి dxలు ఏం చేయాలి మనం, చాలా dxని యాడ్ చేయాలి. ఈ dxలు అన్నిటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే చివరికి వచ్చేది ఏంటి, ఎక్సే కదా. అండ్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ dl అంటే ఏమొస్తుంది, ఎల్. అండ్ ఇంకో విషయం ఏంటంటే, ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పాను కదమ్మా, ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ యాంటీ డెరివేటివ్. అంటే ఇక్కడ డెరివేటివ్ ఉంది, ఇక్కడ ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఉంది, రెండు యాక్చువల్గా క్యాన్సిల్ అయ్యని చెప్పొచ్చు, మనం ఎక్స్ అని రాసుకోవచ్చు. అఫ్కోర్స్ మ్యాథమెటికల్గా మనం ఇలా క్యాన్సిల్ అని చెప్పాం. బట్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ డిఎల్ అంటే ఎల్ రాసుకుంటాం, ఇంటిగ్రల్ డిటి వచ్చింది అనుకో ఏం రాసుకుంటాం మనం, టీ. సో దీస్ ఆర్ this one and this one, these two are very important formulas. Of course this one also, integral dx equal to x. Suppose integral dx ఇలా ఉంది, లోయర్ లిమిట్ x1, అప్పర్ లిమిట్ x2 ఉంది. సో ఇంటిగ్రల్ dx అంటే ఏంటి, x. మళ్ళీ ఏం చేయాలి మనం, లోయర్ లిమిట్ ఈజ్ x1, అప్పర్ లిమిట్ ఈజ్ x2. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి మనం, ఫస్ట్ అప్పర్ లిమిట్, తర్వాత లోయర్ లిమిట్, అంటే వాల్యూ ఏమవుతుంది, x2 మైనస్ x1. సో ఇంటిగ్రల్ dx లోయర్ లిమిట్ ఈజ్ x1 అండ్ అప్పర్ లిమిట్ x2. సో దీని మొత్తం వాల్యూ ఎంత అంటే ఏం చెప్తాం మనం, x2 మైనస్ x1. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఫార్ములాస్ we use in integration. Now I'll explain. I'll take an example and I'll explain. Yes, again let us take the same example which we have taken, that is f is equal to 2x. That means f is a function of x, right? So f is not a constant. So here we want to calculate work done from x1 equal to 0 to x2 is equal to 4. So work done is equal, what is the formula we use, integral f dx, lower limit is x1 equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 4. Integral x1 x2, we need not write every time these values. F dx, what is f guys, 2x dx. So 2 into x power how much is there? 1 is there, right? So how do we write? We write 2 x power 1 is there, 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. Now we apply limits x1 x2. So this one, yeah, from here I am writing 2 into what do we get guys here? X2 square by 2, x2 square by 2, and we have limit x2 is equal to how much is there? 4, and x1 is equal to how much is there? 0. Now 2 into x2 square, sorry, yeah, x square, right? X power 1 plus 1 means square, sorry, not x2 square, this is x square. X square by 2, you get x square by 2, lower limit, upper limit. Now first substitute upper limit. X square means 4 square by 2 as it is, right? Now 0 square by 2, 0 square by 2, 0 only. So 2 into 4 square by 2 gets cancelled and this term vanishes, 0. So how much do we get? 16 joules. 16 joules. See, we have already taken an example. See here. So in case 2, when a variable force acts on a body, again we took the same thing, F equal to 2x, F equal to 2x like this, and we took the graph. We took the graph like this. So we took x values on x-axis and force values on y-axis, and we got a straight line. And when we calculated work done between x equal to 0 meters to x equal to 4 meters, so this area, how much did we get? We got exactly 16 joules. That means here we are getting a straight line, so we could find this area because it's a triangle. But here, by using this integration method also, by using the formula also, we are finding and we are getting the same value, that is 16 joules. Just I want to tell you that these equations are correct. So by using the equations or by finding the area, in both cases we get the same value. Now let us take another example here. Yeah, let us take another example, that is f is equal to 2x square, or దీన్నే మనం ఇలా కూడా రాసుకుంటాం, f of x equal to 2x square. Yeah, first let us take area, let us take the graph between force and displacement. X-axis, take x values in meters and take force value in newtons. This is in meters. Now substitute x equal to 0, so force equal to 0. Substitute x equal to 1 square, 1 into 2. So if x equal to 1, you will get force equal to 2. And substitute x equal to 2 square. Yeah, 2, yeah, take 4, take 6, take 8, take 10, take 12, and so on. Now if we substitute x equal to 2 square, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. If we substitute x equal to 1, you will get force equal to 2. First, second point you will get here. And if x equal to 2, force equal you will get 8, you will get here. That means here you get a curve like this. You will get a curve like this. But I want to calculate work done from here to here. So if we substitute x equal to 3 square, 9, 9 2s are 18. 18 ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది కదమ్మా పైన. So this is 3 meters. Now we want to calculate work done from x equal to 0 to x equal to 3. So that is nothing but area under this curve. Na? We get a curve, we don't get a straight line. But this curve, we get, how do we find this area? Again by using integration. So work done is equal to f dx. So lower limit is x1, x2, x2. So integral f dx, f equal to how, what is the value we have? 2x square dx. So integral 2x square dx and 2 as it is ఉంటుంది కదమ్మా. So x power how much is there? 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1, and lower limit is x1 and upper limit is x2. Now substitute the values. ఇక్కడ ఏమొస్తుందమ్మా? 2x cube by 3. లోవర్ లిమిట్ ఎంత? x1 అంటే ఎంత అమ్మా? 0. అప్పర్ లిమిట్ ఎంత? 3. అంటే ఏం చేస్తాం మనం? 2 ఇంటూ అప్పర్ లిమిట్ ఫస్ట్, 3 క్యూబ్ బై 3 మైనస్ 0 క్యూబ్ బై 3. ఈ టర్మ్ వ్యానిష్ అయిపోతుంది కదమ్మా. 3 క్యూబ్ బై 3, 3 క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది, 3 స్క్వేర్ అవుతుంది. 3 స్క్వేర్ దట్ ఈస్ 9, 9 2s are 18. సో ఇక్కడ వర్క్ డన్ ఎంత అంటే ఏం చెప్తాం మనం? 18 joule. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద వే we do integration to find the work done work done, to find the work done. Hope you guys have understood. Yes, this is the homework I am giving. Yes, F equal to 3x newtons. I mean, x ని మనం మీటర్లో సబ్ చేస్తే మనకి ఓవరాల్గా వచ్చే వాల్యూ ఎంత న్యూటన్స్లో వస్తుంది. ఫైండ్ ద వర్క్ డన్ ఫ్రమ్ x1 ఈక్వల్ టు 0 టు x2 ఈక్వల్ టు 5 మీటర్స్ యూజింగ్ ఎఫ్ఎక్స్ గ్రాఫ్. సో ఎఫ్కి గ్రాఫ్ తీసుకోండి, ఏరియా అనుకోండి, దెన్ డూ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్. సో రెండు వాల్యూస్ సేమ్ వస్తున్నాయో లేదో చెక్ చేయండి. యూ షుడ్ గెట్ సేమ్. ఏరియా అనుకున్నా మనం ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ చేసిన రెండిట్లో మనకి ఏం రావాలి, సేమ్ రావాలి. అండ్ సెకండ్ ప్రాబ్లం, అండ్ ఎఫ్ ఈస్ గివెన్ 3x² plus 2x and x and f are in SI units. Find the work done from x1 equal to 2 meters to x2 equal to 5 meters. Here you need not to find the area graphically because you cannot find. Just you need to do integration. Doing integration, find the work done from this value to this value.